Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another live stream. I haven't been live in a very long time. So, hopefully, I'm not having any technical difficulties. Hopefully, I don't sound muffled, or hopefully, I just sound good enough because I wanted to go live quick on my phone. But for some reason, the feature on the phone, it doesn't let you hook up the microphone and then actually, connect it. I have to do it through my whole laptop. And I spent that money on that webcam that just has been extremely weird. By the way, we're here for the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks have been on a 7-game winning streak, which has been freaking awesome. And I think that Dallas Mavericks game really did test if this team could overcome adversity, which they did. And I thought we were going to get blown out versus Cleveland, to be completely honest with you guys. Yo, what's going on, Anthony? How you doing, Anthony? I hope all is well. Who do you guys play next? Who do you guys play next, Anthony? 76ers. They've been I can see who they're playing next. 76ers schedule. Let's see. You guys play the Raptors today or tonight? You guys play Raptors next. Yo, what's going on with a few other people that just tuned in? It's gonna be like a Q&A, just a discussion. Like, yeah, the New York Knicks are rolling. We've won 7 games in a row, but what's another way that we could really elevate this team? In my opinion, it's Quickly. Quickly's really been struggling when it's like his defense has been improved this season, but his offense I feel like hasn't been there. Or you could say this has just always been Quickly when it's come down to these stretches. Like he'll have stretches that he's on fire from beyond the arc, and then he's gonna have stretches that he misses like crazy. What's going on, Rodriguez? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's about consistency. Yeah, and I'm not expecting this team to win 10 in a row. If we lose next game, you're not going to win them all. But next game is a winnable game. But then you never know with Jordan Poole. You never know with Klay Thompson. They could be on fire from beyond the arc. They could have one of those nights. But I'm not sure if that game might be at the Garden. I believe last time we played them was in Golden State. We just got absolutely humiliated, though. So the New York Knicks need to have some revengeance. We got cooked last time. Like, from start to finish, it wasn't even close. Like, I understand they have more talent, and they've been amazing when it's come to at home. Like, their home record to their road record is just – there's such a huge difference. The Warriors have been the definition of inconsistent. They really have been, and they just can't win on the road for some reason. But Kuminga's been playing with some energy. Like I mentioned, Klay Thompson, he's kind of been up and down still. He's had some big games then. I believe he struggled versus Philly. Rodriguez says, IQ have not hit his stride offensively yet. It's a long season. He'll get it straight. Yeah, he had a few games in a row that I thought he played well offensively as of late. But then since his winning streak, it's kind of gone down. But I like the progress defensively. Maybe it's another year under his belt when it's coming to the NBA. Him getting stronger. But I really am pleased with the defense. I do eventually think the offense will come. And he's a better shooter than the efficiency from the outside. It's just that he's streaky. But obviously, the elephant in the room, one of the main reasons we're on this winning streak, we could talk about RJ. We could talk about Brunson's amazing play. We could talk about Randall, despite not even putting up big-time numbers last night. I thought he snagged some huge rebounds, and he hit some big-time free throws. Like, he hit 7 straight free throws down the stretch. But it's definitely been the adjustments by Tom Thibodeau. Yes, I said adjustments. That Miles McBride is getting rotational minutes. That Derrick Rose is out of the rotation. See, I love Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is a humble dude. You know, I appreciated what he did in the playoffs. He was one of the main reasons we won Game 2 of the playoffs versus the Atlanta Hawks. But the reality is you got to look towards the future. Derrick Rose is losing a step. I do still think he could ball. But you don't just draft someone and barely play him and just have him, rot in the G League. And, get buckets in the G League, but not really play much. But McBride, some people may say, doesn't have a crazy offensive game. He does miss some open threes, but then he also hit 2 clutch back-to-back threes versus Chicago in a certain stretch. But he just gives you energy defensively. He picks you up full court. He just gets up in your jersey. I absolutely love Miles McBride. He plays so hard. He plays aggressive. He's flying high for rebounds. He's been off the charts. He's been one of the main reasons we've been on this winning streak. We've had this inconsistency defensively, but McBride's definitely brought us that consistency. And he's been known as this beast defender coming out of West Virginia. So what are your guys' thoughts on Miles McBride? I think he's been absolutely awesome. What's going on, Cash Out James? What's going on, man? Thank you so much for tuning in. I haven't been live in a while. I'm happy to see you guys here and tuning in. I got off of work. I'm pretty tired, but I'm like, you know what? I haven't done a live stream in a while because I try to mix it up. I made a video, what was that, 5 days ago? It's like, are the Knicks forming an identity? Because I don't want it to just be like recap, recap, recap. I want to throw a live stream in there, hear your guys' thoughts, because we won 7 games in a row. Like, I want to hear everyone's thoughts on this. But what's going on, Cash Out James? And another underrated player you could say when it comes to the stretch, like statistically, maybe not doesn't have some crazy stats. We can talk about the free throws, but Mitch has been a beast on the boards. He's been averaging over 10 rebounds when it's come to the 7-game winning streak as well. We know he's a beast on the offensive boards, but in my opinion, he's been better on the defensive boards. And one of my goals for him is to be the leading rebounder on this team. I understand Randall could snag boards, but you want your center that you may pay money to have a near double-double type of season. I know he's had like these 8-8 types of seasons, but can you have a 9-10 type of season? Be aggressive on the boards, be consistent on the boards. I'm going to check later, though, during this live stream, what is he up to now when it comes to the rebounding department. But I just think he's been a beast on the boards. Let's see what else is going on here. What's going on, Joe Curry? Thank you so much for tuning in, man. I really do appreciate it. McBride should have played last year instead of Rose and Kemba. Maybe Kemba, I don't know Rose. But yeah, when Kemba was just completely done, yeah, you could definitely say that. Deuce has been, it's not even just like defense, because some people just think like defense, oh, you're a good defender. When you're good defensively and you're constantly talking, he's someone that just hounds you. Like, he's so aggressive. Oh, shit. Getting a little too passionate there talking about the Knicks. There we go. I should be good now. That was pretty funny. See if it falls. Oh, it's falling. Oh, don't fall on me now. Like, some people just think, like, defense, but he just... Oh, it's falling? It's falling. You guys laughing at me. Like, some people just think, like, defense technique, but you have to really want it on the defense side of the basketball. And he really wants it. He's extremely aggressive. And that's one of the things. He just knows he's good at defense. He takes pride in playing defense. Like, I uploaded a video on Miles McBride. Are we going down again? Are we going down again? I remember I made a video on Miles McBride when he was coming out of the draft, West Virginia. I made like a whole mix video on him because I was so excited to have him. I didn't think he was going to be like the starting point guard of the future, but I understood like the positive things that he brings to the table. If it falls, it falls. Is that just not... That may not be a positive thing for the New York Knicks. We might lose next game now. We might lose next game. What's going on, Reggie? Thank you so much for tuning in, Reggie. I never wanted any vets in New York, honestly. I still believe vets are important. I'm not saying they have to play, but still they just have that presence, But like after a certain amount of years, then they can go after the young players get experience and they start understanding the NBA game. What's going on, Mel Bester? Thanks so much for tuning in as always. No, with this team, ever since they brought McBride and Sims, Grimes in the game with more minutes and Grimes in the starting lineup, those three helped the defense, which lacked all year, turn the season around. And the funny thing about that is because at first when we put Grimes in the lineup, like, there was a little bit of a change defensively, but there were still some holes that I was like, damn, we still look bad defensively. Maybe it's not just a personnel thing. Maybe it is the system. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I don't have a tripod or anything. I'm just on my phone. I didn't even decide to go on my laptop today. I was just like, I'm going to do a quick live stream. Well, this is the raw footage. Anyone out there that, like, yeah, I don't have one of these, like, crazy setups or anything like that. I'm balling on a budget, bro. Shit, I don't even know what I was gonna say. But yeah, anyway, everyone that thought like, yeah, this defense was gonna change as soon as Grimes entered the lineup, but no, they had to still build chemistry. You still have to build chemistry at the end of the day, and maybe that was just it. I do think the system, or it could be on Randall. Sometimes Randall's in the paint when he doesn't have to be. During the winning streak, he hasn't been, but I don't know. I think it just comes down to really wanting it. And I feel like Randall's been more engaged. But, yeah, Grimes has been amazing. I'm going to be getting into the statistics of these guys, like these last 7 games as soon as they've been entered in the lineup as well. Yeah, we'll make you camera setup for sure. Douche reminds me of Marcus Smart, but I think he'll be – Marcus Smart's damn good. That's actually – Marcus Smart's a really good he's a really good player. I don't know if he'll ever be better than Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart was one of the main reasons Celtics went to the finals. We could talk about Tatum and Brown, but he's been one of the anchors. I'm not going to say that yet, but yeah, I really do like McBride. Grimes starting McBride is what made the Knicks streak happen. Let Tibbs coach without worry, and we're winning with defense, which bodes well in the playoffs. All we need to do is trade Frenchie. Oh, Evan Fournier. Yeah, I wonder what Evan Fournier's value is right now. Do the Lakers want him? I don't even know who we'd get back for him, though. With more time under his belt, his shot will slowly but surely get consistent. He shot the three really good in college and G League. Yeah, it's so weird when it comes to G League, though. I don't know if it's just a confidence thing in the G League that these guys go off. Obviously, they have the skill set, but they have the skill set for the G League, you know? I feel like there's more, like, yeah, there's still very skilled players in the G League, but I feel like the NBA of just like actual consistent rotational backups are more skilled than those starters in the G League. You know, I'm not saying the G League players aren't skilled, but maybe it's a confidence factor that it's like, yeah, I was just like in the NBA with the official roster. I'm sent down. It's like I know I'm on the level of these guys when it's kind of different at the next level. But guys like Carson Edwards went off in the G League, and then he was inconsistent shooting the three ball when going back to the like official league. I don't know. G League's extremely weird. I think it's just a huge confidence thing. It might be a mental thing, but it's a good point. But I know he scored it really well in the G League. But the defenses are more physical, in my opinion, as well. And he's not the number. He has a totally different role in the G League compared to now as well. You could say when you know you're the guy, like you're just gonna have that type of confidence too. This team has found their identity as a strong defensive team. We still need that superstar to complement the 3 stars we have on this team, so we can become a serious contender. The more games Grimes play. So who do you? Are you saying future stars? Because as of right now, I don't like Brunson's playing like a star. I don't know if he'll be named to an All-Star team, but I do think he's playing like a star. I still need to see more though. Like not like Brunson, I really do believe he's the truth. Randall, I still need to see more from him though. Like as much as like I'm happy with the way these guys are playing, like it's still pretty early into the season. But who's your 3 stars? Like RJ, you think RJ is a star? Randall and Brunson? They still need to show me more. At least Randall and RJ. Um Statistics are definitely there for Brunson and Randall. The Knicks were one of the best scoring teams in the NBA, but one of the worst in defense. Now we're able to win with. Yeah, we have a balanced attack now, which I like. We went from like 22nd ranked to like, what are we, 11th in the league now? The youth shall lead us. But yeah, I wanted to share these statistics with you guys. If you guys are wondering, Mikhailuk is actually a solid shooter with the Pistons one year. But I wanted to actually share these statistics with you guys. Last 7 games for the starters and the lineup. Show you what they've been doing. Let's see. So if you're wondering for Julius Randle, he's averaging 26.7 points per game, 11.4 rebounds. He's been a beast on the glass. Like last night, he struggled with the shot, and I thought he took some stupid shots. Don't get me wrong. I thought his IQ was pretty bad with turnovers. But he came up with some huge rebounds. One he took just out of Indiana Pacers players' hands. I forgot who it was at the top of my head, but 4 assists in his last 7 games. So let's look at the efficiency, though. Let's see here. Shooting 42% from the field, 33% from 3. Maybe you can see the efficiency hasn't really been the best, but you see his impact out there on the floor for sure. Yo, what's going on, Buzzer Beater? Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk about this as well. I wanted to definitely talk about this. All right, so I was really high on the Hartenstein signing. I'm not giving up on Hartenstein, but I'd much rather see Sims than Hartenstein because I did think – I even brought up in my videos, everyone was saying, like, oh, he's a great three-point shooter and all this coming from the Clippers. He's not a known three-point shooter. Everyone looks at the efficiency, but if you watched every shot he took from 3 with the Clippers, it was in non-pressure situations. Non-pressure situations when they're up 1 million points or they're down 1 million points and there's like 1 minute left. He's not a consistent shooter that you design plays for him when it comes to pick and pops. And I did think he was going to be better defensively. He could still block shots and he hustles out there on the floor, but he does not move well laterally. I feel like he's flat-footed all the time. He's pretty slow out there. As soon as he checks in the game, I feel like someone blows by him every time. You know, that That floater, I still think it's a nice little shot, but it hasn't been going in as much lately. He hustles, he plays hard, he's going to rebound decently well, but I'd much rather see Sims. I love the way Sims sets screens. I love the way he rolls to the basket, he rebounds. I'd rather see Sims, but maybe we're seeing Hartenstein because of the contract, but we're still seeing some Sims minutes. I know Sims only got 8 minutes, but the thing I'm afraid of, Sims might completely be out of the rotation when Obi Toppin comes back. I think Sims deserves minutes. And just Sims is another one of those guys with McBride, with Grimes. You never know what they're going to put up statistically, but you know when they're out there on the floor. You just know it. But yeah, going back to these stats, guys, I was going to talk about Quentin Grimes. So Quentin Grimes in the last 7 games, did it pop up here? Yeah, there we go. He's been averaging 12.4 points, 5 rebounds, and 1.7 assists. But if you look at the efficiency in the last 7 games, it's been nuts from 3, especially. So he's shooting 50% from the field and 44.7% from 3 on 5 attempts. And these are big-time shots he's hitting. The Chicago game, he hit like 3 big threes. The one that rolled in, he had a huge one on the left wing. He went off for 20 points in that game. I do think he's an underrated driver of the basketball. He does a good job cutting back door. Another very good defensive player. Reads the passing lanes well. Does a good job hounding guys, getting up in their jerseys. And I feel like he communicates. His footwork's brilliant. And his defense really set the tone in that Cleveland game. Everyone just says, like, Cleveland played bad. It didn't give us credit. You watch those defensive possessions he had on Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell was outside on the perimeter. Grimes constantly moving his feet. Had a good shot contest. And Donovan Mitchell, he hit the front rim. And it fell short. Grimes had another, you could say last night we weren't fantastic defensively, but he had a very nice play on Buddy Hield when Buddy Hield was on fire. Pretty much that entire game. Hield looked to perform off the dribble on that right wing. And Grimes actually got a piece of it, blocked his 3-point shot. And Grimes is a better athlete than I thought as well coming out of the draft, last year. But Grimes has hit big shots. He had a big shot last night. He hit a big shot last night, and I do wish we got people mowing their lawns and shit, I wish we got him involved in the offense more, but what I love about Grimes is he's constantly ready. Like, he's ready. He could have 3 shot attempts in the game, but when the ball's coming to him, he's just prepared for that moment, and that's what happened last night when he hit a big-time 3 in a big-time moment. But I really like the way Grimes has been playing. Just wish he got involved more, like 1.7 assists. I feel like if he got the ball more, I'm not saying to be the lead ball handler, he would definitely have more assists. What's going on with Cowboy X Factor? He says, I miss Jalen Brunson. Yeah, man, I'm not going to lie. This is huge. We have your draft pick this year. If you guys go to the playoffs in the Western Conference, I'll be rooting for you because I like Luka. But if you don't go to the playoffs, you guys probably will. But I want a high draft pick. But you guys will still find a way to go to the playoffs because Luka Doncic is one of the best players in the world. But Jalen Brunson's been awesome for us. He really has. Yeah, Anthony, I think Tips was like, my job's on the line. I have to do something I've never done before. Forty doesn't even play anymore. Anthony, he's done. He even sucked against the Celtics. That just shows he can't do anything. Yeah, this is the thing with Randall. Randall will set the tone with big threes. And don't get me wrong, he snagged some big rebounds and hit some big-time free throws. But I feel like down the stretch with his shot selection, I still feel like that's a huge Achilles heel of his game. And still, like, jumping on passes still scares you. He's definitely been solid in the stretch, though. It's just, like, can he keep it up because of up here? Like, he has all the talent in the world, I believe in I believe in Randall's talent, but it just comes down to his IQ making the right decisions. Let's see. But Randall's defense has been better as well. I feel like he's been doing a better job helping. There was a moment, though, last night. Like, how about Aaron Naismith? He killed us. We let Aaron Naismith get a career high. I know we always let these players that aren't known as big-time scorers get buckets. His career high entering that game was like 19. I believe he was taken in the 2020 draft. He was a lottery pick out of Vanderbilt. But he hit a big step-back three. Buddy Hield did as well. He hit some big shots in that game. And he saw – but I got to give credit to Aaron Naismith. I know this is a Knicks channel, but I watched that player on the Pacers. That man hustled. He played his ass off on defense. I really had a lot of respect for the way he played. But there was one play, he drove down the lane. I believe it was RJ's man. Forgot who was defending him, but there's just no help at all. I feel like we still have to do a better job on that, but I do believe there's more help when it comes to 3-point shots. Yeah, that's frustrating. RJ even had those moments last night as well when he drove down the lane. I feel like he gets caught under the basket and he's jumping in there and passes it. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just a habit he picked up from Randall. But I've exactly Joe Kerr. I'm not going to just bash Randall though, because Randall's one of the main reasons we're in this position right now. That's a team sport at the end of the day. And he's one of the main reasons we're in this position. He's had some big scoring games. He's been better defensively. This is just what we have to accept with Randall. That's just the huge thing with Randall. That's why he's playing awesome now, but it's just like, is he going to be able to keep it up because of his IQ? That's why I don't believe he's a player here moving forward. But right now, I like the way he's playing. But it's just like playoff time. Can you trust him with making the right decisions? His turnovers are down. I'm not even worrying about the draft right now, but if you look at our draft picks, yeah, they're pretty low right now because we're winning. The Mavericks are, what are they, around 500 right now? Joe Curry says 20 points in 42 minutes is way too much for a player that is a 70% free throw shooter that shoots 25% from three at RJ. I actually forgive his three-point shooting, but he drives. Don't score either. Are you talking about RJ last night? Yeah, we play our guys a lot of minutes, but the way Quickly played last night, he's been struggling lately shooting the ball. That's why I feel like there could be more of an upside to this team when it comes to the bench and with Obi coming back. And this is a weird thing, a weird conspiracy. Do you think Randall's playing better because he feels like the Knicks crowd got his back? Like there's Obi's out, so he knows he's gonna be getting a chunk of minutes, and he doesn't have to worry about like Obi comes in, the crowd cheers for him like crazy. Do you think it's a confidence and mental thing? Yeah, he did struggle with those blitzes, Carl. That's a good point. How you doing, Carl? But RJ, I love the way he drove last night. He had a monster slam. He had a few and ones. He finished like a beast. It was one of his best finishing games, I believe, as a pro. He even had a nice off balance little midi off the glass. He had a nice touch last night. But at the end of the day, he missed some wide open threes. I'm not gonna ignore that. You still got to be able to hit your threes. Those are wide open. They really were. Let's see. I wouldn't say RJ's been a problem as of late. You could say at the beginning of the season, maybe if you have expectations for him to be an all-star, then you could say he's a problem, but I don't have those expectations really anymore. You could still be a very good player in this league and not be an all-star. I think he's been fine lately. Yes, the defense, I feel like he needs to clean up. When he's closing out, I feel like his footwork's pretty bad, though. All right, so we covered Quentin Grimes. He's been an absolute stud. He's an underrated passer, too. He really is. Everyone's going to look at the 1.7 assists. He gets a lot of pass to assist. He makes those extra passes. All right, so we covered Randall. We covered Grimes. Let's go to Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson has been worth every penny. This dude has been worth every freaking penny. Every penny. He's been as advertised. All the worries about the versatile shooting, of the size coming from the Mavericks, of Benny Smith that could shoot it, Bertans that could shoot it sometimes. You have these big guys that are capable of shooting the basketball. Even played with Porzingis sometimes as well. Luka can hit him in the big moments. Dinwiddie could hit him at times as well. But they had these taller guys that were versatile and able to shoot the three ball. So some people worried, how's Brunson going to be when he goes over to a team that is inconsistent spacing? And his 3-point shot, his efficiency has gotten better. It went from him shooting 31% from three to him shooting 36, 37%. Not in the stretch. On the season now, he's shooting 37%. But the last 7 games for Jalen Brunson, he's been averaging 20.3 points, 5.7 assists, and 2.3 rebounds. And he has the ability to take over games. He just has the ability to take over games. Be free to ask your question in the chat, Izzy. He just has this ability to take over games. If it's a huge step back three, his amazing footwork to get to that fadeaway, draw fouls. He's 6'1", but he posts guys up and hits difficult ass shots. Like he makes nice reads in certain moments, but he also knows like, all right, others don't have it right now. I'm taking over this game. I'm taking over, and he's been brilliant. And even lately, defensively, I think, in my opinion, he's been reading the passing lanes extremely well. But Brunson's been worth every penny. Like we didn't even know he was going to play a few games ago, with that injury. And I was like, oh, maybe we should sit him out. Versus Chicago, what's he have? 30 points. He has another 30-point game last night. Pacers go on a run. Aaron Naismith's cooking. Buddy Hield, huge step back three over RJ. Right in RJ's face. It was good defense. And we didn't execute offensively. I believe they're up, 5, 6 with like a minute 33 left or like 2 minutes. It looks like we're not getting anything going at all. Offensively, Brunson just steps up huge. He was a freaking assassin. He was a beast. And he's been like that all season. You could say he's missed some big-time shots on the stretch. I remember the Grizzlies game. He had that opportunity to win that. But I don't think we'd be in this position with Brunson right now. I really don't. I love Brunson. I believe it would be Brunson, Andrew. If we did have one make it, I believe it would be Brunson. It's still early though. Obviously, they need to keep it up, but I believe it would be Brunson. I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend I know anything about like physiques and size and strength and conditioning or anything like that. But I feel like he's never really been the fastest, but you could say he's even. I don't know. I feel like he's never been that fast of a player. Someone that's always relied on like body control. But I feel like he's looked better lately. He just hasn't really ever been that explosive player, even if you look at him at Duke. But maybe, man, maybe. But his footwork defensively has been more concerning. Who do we need now? What do you mean, to step up or get in the offseason? What? Yeah, I don't think the league is just so stacked. I don't see Randall and Brunson both making an All-Star team. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I just set up that website for you guys. I appreciate you, Buzz Beater. It's not something I really make profit off or anything like that. It's just like, oh, it'd be cool to see you guys rock it or something. Yes, Brunson is a player that we wanted, Donovan Mitchell, but honestly, I'm not gonna say he's as good as Donovan Mitchell, but he's really good. Not trying to get in trouble here. Izzy Cud says, I just wanted to say you're a big inspiration to me, bro, and I wanted to ask if you want to be a special guest on my friends and I podcast called The Bro Council where we talk about sports. Yeah, for sure, man. Just you could DM me on Twitter. It's did I change my username? Let me see what my username. It might still be Clutch B. It's still Clutch B-Ball TV. So yeah, you can DM me on there. After this, I'll probably get back to it. I do work Monday through Friday though. From like 7 to 2. I usually get home around like 2:30. But yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate that. But yeah, Brunson's just been a warrior. We didn't even know he was gonna play a few games ago when that injury. He's been durable. He's been tough as hell, man. He's been tough as nails. And he's represented New York well. And that a big thing is his father played for the Knicks, Rick Brunson. And that's looking like a good hire, when he's just going through adversity. I'm sure his dad's like seen him play his entire life, so he knows what he's doing wrong out there as well. Quickly, I feel like Quickly's the guy, or even Obi when he comes back. He could add another element as well to this basketball team with even more athleticism, running the floor. But Quickly's definitely been someone that's been struggling shooting the ball for us. His defense has not been a problem, but consistency offensively from the bench. Because I like McBride, but he doesn't bring consistency offensively. I am not going to be doing a live stream for the Xmas Christmas Day game. I'm probably going to be watching that with I'm going to be watching that with my family because My stepdad, he's a Sixers fan, and I'm a Knicks fan, so we're probably gonna be watching that game together. So I'm not gonna be doing a live stream for that, but I'll probably have like a quick phone video. I'm not gonna have like a sit down video, but I'll give you guys like my quick thoughts on it. But no, Christmas, that's the fam time. Kareem says, "Yo, what's going on, Kareem? I haven't been live in a while, so I appreciate you being here, dude." Yeah, it's an awesome feeling that we're actually playing Grimes. We're playing McBride. You know, it's just awesome. It really is. I love Grimes. Grimes has been a beast. Like everyone may just look like casual fans will just look at the statistics, but if you truly watch the game, you see what he brings to the table. He hustles. He plays hard. He doesn't give up on a play. He makes the extra pass. One of the main reasons our offense has been flowing is because of the ball movement, and having players like that are unselfish and take shots within the offense, it's definitely going to help. But yeah, I covered Brunson, mid-range assassin, that mid-range gets that floater, finishes strong around the basket. Even Grimes, I was gonna mention, he's been a nice finisher as well. I feel like every time he drives, it almost always goes in because he knows to use the rim and backboard for protection. Obviously, he doesn't have huge volume when it comes to scoring though. But yeah, shout out to Brunson. Brunson's been a freaking beast. He's been a stud. I believe I touched on RJ. No, I don't think I've touched on RJ yet. Have I? I talked about Grimes. Who did I talk? I talked about Grimes. I talked about Brunson. All right, that's all I've done so far. Grimes and Brunson. Next up, I'll talk about RJ. All right, RJ Barrett. His last 7 games. So RJ, I think we have to accept one thing with RJ. We have to accept one thing, and it's not negative. Kind of is maybe. He's just gonna get off the shitty starts every season. He's just gonna look like he's never touched a basketball. What 15 or whatever it is, 10 games into the season every time. He can't finish. He can't dribble. He can't do anything. Like like he just looks lost. He just looks completely lost, and he has that style of play though that's never really gonna look smooth. I feel like he's gonna be one of those players. Maybe he won't be an all-star. Maybe he'll make an all-star team like once in his career. But he's not gonna have the style of play that it's recognized so much. But he's gonna put up the points. He's gonna have the production. He will get the job done. The big thing though with RJ is efficiency, consistently finishing out the basket. His free throw percentage has gone up, which I like seeing. Maybe it's up to like 76, 77%. I would like to see that up to 79% at the end of the season at least. I feel like he's been better finishing out the basket. There's still some inconsistencies, but I like the way he's getting to the free throw line. Defensively, still his work. Like, there's still holes in this game. It's just so strange with RJ. He'll have a game that he's on fire from beyond the arc, but he can't finish. He'll have games that he's on fire, like finishing out the basket, but he can't hit shots from the outside. He needs to learn how to balance it out, especially distributing the ball, even though I do think he's an underrated passer, not a fantastic passer. He can make those solid basic reads of when guys are rolling to the basket or pinching and kicking sometimes and not. He's doing a better job not really forcing at the basket as much. He was just a man possessed in the paint last night. But he's eventually, he has gotten it going. Maybe it's just been really building that chemistry with a brand new starting lineup. I feel like it's just different for every player. Some players are just going to be on fire as soon as they step onto the floor game 1. And some players may struggle right out of the gate. And this isn't an excuse for RJ, but our rosters change so much every year. So who's the starting point guard RJ's rookie year? Was it Elfrid Payton? I think it might have been Elfrid Payton. Might have been. And then it was Elfrid Payton again, I believe. We have starting. Now we have Brunson. So maybe there was an adjustment period. He still needs to knock down his shots from the outside, though. His handle still needs to improve. Maybe it's just like, because it's always been like that since Duke, that he has never really had this wiggle. So you could say he's limited when it comes to shooting jump shots off the dribble due to him not having a lot of elevation on his jumper, due to him not really being able to break guys down off the dribble, but continue to attack hard, continue to make the extra pass, play within the offense, to shoot open shots. If they don't go in, they don't go in. And just play hard defensively. I like the way he's been playing lately. I don't think he's been fantastic, but he's been solid. He's been good enough. But you look at RJ's stats the last 7 games, he's been averaging 22.3 points per game, 6.4 rebounds, 2.1 assists. And you look at the overall efficiency here. He's been averaging a steal. He had some nice blocks as well. He's someone that doesn't really get a lot of blocks. He was brilliant, I thought, in that Bulls game for sure. But the efficiency's been solid. 44.6% from the field, 35.9% from three, which is better than the season. I believe overall this season he's shooting like 30% from three. Still needs to go up though, because he's missing some open shots from there. But RJ, we'll see. See what he continues to do. You look at Mitchell Robinson. I love the way Mitchell Robinson's been playing. I thought he had some dumb fouls last night, but he's been a beast on the boards. You look his last 7 games, 7.9 points, 1.9 blocks, 10.7 rebounds per game. And it's not just offensive rebounds that he's getting. He's getting these defensive rebounds, and he's getting these huge offensive rebounds in big spots. Specifically, I remember the Cavs game that he gave us like 2 straight offensive rebounds in a row. And he's been hustling. He had a huge play as well in that Cavs game. I remember during the winning streak, I believe that started off the winning streak, when he saved the ball from out of bounds, gave us a brand new possession. He's playing hard. He's playing resilient. He needs to knock down his free throws. I don't know if he'll ever be a good free throw shooter, but he's been a monster on the boards. I feel like he's been doing a better job setting screens. And our defense, would be lost without him. If we had freaking Hartenstein as our starting center, we would be a mess in that interior. We really would be a mess in the interior. I do think he's continuing to become more disciplined, but I feel like there's always a setback that he's really disciplined for a few games, and then he's kind of undisciplined. But that's going to happen. I don't expect him to be disciplined every game. I feel like that's just human nature, and we could just rely on him in that dunker spot. And he's just being aggressive. He's being strong. When he's coming down with these offensive rebounds, he's slamming them hard. And I do think a big part of that, you look back at his rookie year, he was extremely skinny. He's still a lanky dude, but he's definitely put on more muscle. And I think it's just another year and more strength has definitely helped Mitchell Robinson out. But no complaints about Mitch. He's been a beast. He really has been a beast. You look at this here and this winning streak, he had 11 rebounds against Cleveland, 10 rebounds against Atlanta, 13 rebounds against Charlotte, 9 rebounds against Sacramento, 10 rebounds against Chicago, 9 against Chicago, and 13 against the Pacers. You love that. That's what you want. He had 4 blocks last night. He was a stud. 1 block against Cleveland, 0 against Atlanta. He had 3 against Charlotte, 2 against Sacramento, 2 against Chicago, 1 against Chicago, and 4. Like, you want that out of your starting center. I want him to get up to 10 rebounds per game this season. I want at least 10 rebounds per game. Is it say Hartenstein hurt? No, he's not hurt. I just don't think he's been that good. He's been hustling, but I don't like his defense, personally. Let's see. Read your guys' chats. Noah, the Knicks looked locked in. It's crazy how we could beat Pacers and Bulls, teams that were much better than us last season. Knicks have a good chance to get in the playoffs if they keep this up. They definitely do. And I think the Pacers win's an underrated win. I know they were at 500, but they have talent on that squad. Mathurin's been a beast this season. I know he's kind of fallen off lately, but I thought we did a good job on Mathurin. He had some tough finishes. He really did. But he didn't really hit his shots from the outside. I feel like we contested every shot, made it tough on him. We were physical against Mathurin as well. Buddy Hield's been a fantastic three-point shooter, one of the best three-point shooters in the league. When he hit that huge step-back three, that could have been a dagger. Like, we're on the road, but the Knicks overcome that adversity. Brunson's freaking amazing. Randall hit some big shots or hit some big free throws. Grimes hit a big 3 as well. I know RJ had a really nice spin and drive down the lane as well, I believe, when it came to that second half. But Tyrese Halliburton, some people may say he's overrated. He's still a nice player. Like, I don't care what Wally Zerbiak said. He was saying, oh, he's a wannabe all-star. He's still, what is he, top 3 in assists in the league? Still a solid three-point shooter. May not be a crazy athlete, but he's a smart player. He really is. Andrew Nembhard, had some nice moments. He wasn't aggressive at all. Offensively, though, Chris Duarte is a solid player. Miles Turner's a good shot blocker. Miles Turner, I'm not going to say he gave us that game, but oh my gosh. How many free throws this man going to miss last night? He missed like every free throw. He missed like so many open threes. Like he sold that game for him. And Mitch even got him with some head fakes, which I loved. Yeah, I don't really go into those. I'm not a huge like I'm a basic stats guy. I don't go into those ratings and stuff all the time. Um, let's see. But yeah, let's get into Randall. You know, Randall's one of the most polarizing players. All right, look at Julius Randle. Maybe have we touched on Randall? Yeah, we talked about Randall because I talked about his efficiency. Man, I'll talk about him again though if I have it. Yeah, his last 7 games he's averaging 26.7 points, 11.4 rebounds, 4.0 assists. I feel like we've been getting a better Randall when it's come to attitude, in my opinion. I feel like he wants it more this year. I feel like he always wanted it last year. It's just like when you're losing and you're playing bad basketball, you're in New York, all the bright lights are on you, the media's on you. I'm not making excuses for Randall. His attitude last year was unacceptable and it was disgusting. The way he thumbs down the crowd, the way he just got into arguments after we lost, and it was just embarrassing. Like all the time when he slammed the laptop on the assistant coach, like he needs to learn how to control his anger. He really does. The Sacramento Kings game when he was going off, like he was going off. He could have freaking 40 that game or 35, 40, but he went on to be ejected. I feel like he just wants it sometimes and he lets his anger get the best of him. But when he's letting the game come to him, and you know he just looks free flowing out there on the floor. He's not pressing. He's a damn good player. He really is. When he's not pressing, that's the big thing. Sometimes it's just like over dribbling like crazy. That's what he really needs to work on. Sometimes we're moving the ball really well, and then he over dribbles. Um, but I do think we've been getting a good Randall this year. I feel like he's been efficient. He's been pretty good from the outside. At least he's hit some. Even when like he would set the tone, hit big threes at the beginning of this game to set the tone, and then we go in the stretch that he was missing. We've seen him at least hit a couple in the fourth quarter. I feel like he's been more engaged defensively. He's been helping more on this winning streak as well. He's made some solid reads. He definitely has to cut out the jumping on the passes. But I like the way that he's been attacking the basket. I feel like we've seen more of that from him. It's not just the mid-range three-point game like we saw last year. He's starting to realize that he can't consistently do that, so he has to be more aggressive and really use his body. It's been one of the main reasons we've been on this winning streak. You know, he's been doing a good job communicating. There was one play I love specifically that he told RJ to cut. And I believe RJ cut it, got the ball, and then found Grimes backdoor, or maybe RJ just cut backdoor. Some people think Randall just talks to talk, but he really is communicating and he wants what's best for his team. He just has a very interesting personality, I feel like. But Randall's been very good. I got to give credit to Julius Randle. I don't know if he'll make an all-star team, but he's playing good basketball. But if I wanted to look into the standings now, let's go into the standings. Because I'm actually really interested. And then we can look at the upcoming schedule. I appreciate you guys tuning in, by the way. I really do appreciate it. This is how stacked the East is. We're on the 6-game winning streak. Bucks are first, Celtics second, Cavs third, Nets fourth, fifth, Sixers. We're on a 7-game winning streak, and we're only in 6th place. This is why we can't go on huge losing streaks or anything like that. Like we have a nice little breathing or a little bit of air ahead of the Heat or some breathing room. But you never know with the Miami Heat. They're on a 4-game winning streak. The Sixers are on a 4-game winning streak. The Nets have won 6 in a row. They're ahead of us already, though. But Knicks are in the playoffs right now. As of right now, no play-in, anything like that. And yeah, that's a good point as well, Andrew. You could say also maybe he's not pressing as much because there's less responsibility on him when it comes to ball handling duties because of Jalen Brunson as well. That's a good point. It's a good point. But let's get into our upcoming schedule. Obviously, we play the Warriors next. We're actually going to be at home And I feel like we have a good chance of winning that game. It's not just because Curry's out, but the Warriors have been awful on the road. Most of their wins are at home. They just can't buy a win at home. But they're a team that we shouldn't take lightly at all. We really shouldn't. We should not. Still have talent. Kuminga's been playing hard. Jordan Poole, you never know what he's capable of. He could have a game he goes off. Sometimes he struggles. Clay. Draymond's still an anchor. This game's on TNT tomorrow. We play Golden State. Play Toronto. They've been struggling. But they're going to be hungry. They're definitely going to be hungry. I'm trying to see. Let's see what the record is right now. Yeah, they're not even in the top 9 right now. Holy shit. I know they've been struggling to win games, but damn. So the Raptors, they're the 10th seed right now. I'll pull this up for you guys. All right. So the Raptors are the 10th seed right now. They're 13-17. They've lost 5 games in a row. Scotty Barnes has been kind of having a disappointing second year, a little sophomore slump. Still think he'll be fine. But that's huge. Raptors, losing streak. Hopefully we could continue to build upon that losing streak of theirs. All right, let's get back to schedule. But that's in Toronto, I believe. No, we're at home for that. Oh, we have a nice little homestand. Play Toronto. We play Chicago again. This game's at the Garden, though. You never know what's at Rosen. You might just step up at the Garden. Some people just love playing there. Got Philly. This is on Christmas. May not be as locked in for this game because it is Christmas at the end of the day. So I'm not going to really have like huge recap. May just have a reaction after the game. It's going to be a tough game. Maxey may be back by then, but they have Harden back. They have Embiid. Last time we played them, they had no Harden. They had no Embiid. Maybe they had Tobias, I believe. But still, that was a short-handed Sixers team. Different story when they have Harden and Embiid and maybe Maxey back. We played Dallas. Hopefully we look for revenge there because a huge test when we blew that lead to Dallas and were just atrocious in the second half of the Garden. When everyone was booing, that's when we turned around the season. Can this team overcome adversity? And we did. So that's going to be a huge game for us on the road. We'll play San Antonio. That should be a win. They're pretty much tanking at this point. Houston, they've been competitive lately, though, Houston. They've had some wins. They beat Phoenix. I remember we played Phoenix at the Garden. That's going to be tough. I kind of like our schedule, though, so I'm going to go over with you guys. I'll tell you the games I think we're going to win. I think we're going to beat Golden State. I think we're going to win that game. No Curry. Next up, Toronto. I think we're going to win that. 10 in a row is hard to do, though. 10 in a row is hard. I'm going to say we beat the Warriors. We beat the Raptors, but our winning streak's going to end against Chicago because they're going to win at some point. All right, so we lose to Philly. We're going to beat Dallas this time. We're going to beat San Antonio. We're going to beat Houston. We're going to lose to Phoenix. We're going to beat San Antonio. I feel like we're going to win a nice chunk of games. Yeah, the ticket prices. Yeah, Philly, I'm really interested in that. I'm really interested. Yeah, that's true. They do have length. They have athleticism. I don't think Randall's making the All-Star team. I think Brunson might. Can anyone name another Eastern Conference forward? Oh, forward. It doesn't matter power forward or. Let's see. Wait, another Eastern Conference forward. Are you saying power forward? Wait, just Eastern Conference. Giannis? How about Giannis buzzer beater? I love you, buzzer beater, but Giannis? Can anyone name another Eastern Conference forward playing better than Randall? Yeah, there's. Okay. Giannis, that's it. Randall's better than John Collins, at least in the regular season. We saw John Collins destroy Randall postseason. Nets. Trying to think of the way the Nets lineup is constructed right now. Obviously, KD's better than him. Oh, but you just said forward, though. KD's better than Randall. Maybe you mean power forward. Maybe potential-wise. Mobley. But maybe you could say Mobley. I do like Mobley a lot more defensively, but Randall's better offensively. Tatum's another one. So a lot. Yeah. This league's talented. Siakam, you could say. Siakam has been playing really good, too. They're not winning, though, but... That's the list I just posted. Scroll up. All right, let me look at the net step chart. KD's not a guard. They have him at the 3. It's Kyrie, Royce O'Neal, Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons, Nicholas Claxton. Let's see. Brown plays forward over. Tatum plays power forward. Jaylen Brown. Yeah, come on, Buzzer Beater. We're talking about. I love you, Buzzer Beater, but yeah, Marcus Smart plays the 1. Derek White plays the 2. Jaylen Brown 3. Tatum 4. I think Christian Koloko, whatever his name is, our rookie's playing center this year. Does Embiid mimic Olajuwon game? Embiid's inspiration for basketball is definitely Olajuwon. I'm not saying he's as good as Olajuwon. I never saw Olajuwon play, but he's one of the best players to ever play the game of basketball. Embiid will definitely go down as an all-time great. But you look at the footwork, you look at the face-up game, the dream shake. He definitely does mimic his game. Siakam stinks. We got these little bots. You know your stream's going good when you got these bots and shit. All right, who could block those bots for me? Oh, I got it. Block. Get out of here, bitch. Get out of here, bitch. Wait, you think Tatum's better? Wait, you think Randall's better than Tatum? My man's a Knicks fan, die hard. So you think? Wow. You think Randall's better than Siakam? You think he's better than Tatum? You think he's better than Giannis? Giannis is obvious. You think he's better than Evan Mobley? He's better than Tatum? Joe, I appreciate it. Tatum's been an MVP candidate this year. Celtics are one of the best teams in basketball. I know we're Knicks fans here, but come on. Tatum is a small forward, same level as Mobley. Did you just say he's the same level as Mobley? Randall's not bad. All right, Celtics are the best team in basketball. Let me pull up Jason Tatum's stats for you. Celtics are the best team in basketball. How is he better than... Tatum's averaging 30 points per game, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. All right, what should I have in the stream?
He's literally an MVP.
But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My phone's gonna die soon. I appreciate all you guys tuning in, even if we have crazy conversations. Peace out, y'all.